Liz from Liz's Music and Things, coming at you with another video. Now, today, this book is book inspired, or it's about books, I should say. So, as many of you may know, Helena Hunting is one of my favorite authors. She is a Canadian hockey romance author. And so, I am actually part of I'm part of the Badass Babe Brigade group on Facebook, and through that group, I was fortunate to be one of the lucky ones who got to receive the arc of the book before it was actually released. So one thing I want to say is I'm so thankful for that opportunity. And this new book is called Chase Lovett Wants Me, and it is being released in stores everywhere tomorrow, and also in stores and online, I should say. So if you are a fan of Helena as well and you want to get out there and get a copy of this book, please go out to your local Chapters, Indigo, Kohl's, or if you're in the States, of course, your Barnes & Noble or Target, that kind of thing. And I highly recommend getting it. So this book, Chase Lovett Wants Me, it actually has a lot of the characters from the Toronto Terror series. So this book does take place at Tilton University, and when you end up getting into this book, you will see that this book centers around the students in this university, and Chase Lovett is part of the hockey team. And so needless to say, when the book starts, all of the people in residence, they end up having to get off campus housing or whatnot, lodging, because all of the rooms on campus in the dorms, they ended up being flooded because there was a really bad rainstorm. And of course, you know how these days a lot of people have very gender neutral names, such as, for example, Cameron or Mackenzie or Addison or Avery, things like that, right? Or Jaden, names that could be either a guy's name or a girl's name, right? So, of course, when all of the people in the dorms end up being re-roomed or paired up with people, there ends up being a fluke or a mess up because of the fact that Chase ends up being paired with Cameron, otherwise known as Cammy, who is not in fact a boy. She is very much a girl, and she has also had a huge crush on Chase Lovett since she knew who he was when she started university. So, needless to say, he gets to her room, and he gets to the room, and he's like, "Oh, where's Cameron? I think I might have the wrong room. Or are you Cameron?" And she goes, "Oh, yep, that's me. I'm Cameron, otherwise known as Cammy." And then, of course, he decides he's going to try to get a room and try to fix this mishap. And, of course, the person, the resident advisor type thing, he says, "Oh, actually, is there any way you guys can just make it work?" And so, of course, they end up staying together in the hotel room while they wait for their rooms to dry up, and they wait to be told that they can go back. Now, during this time, Chase says that he will take the pull-out couch, like the sofa bed, and Cammy takes the actual bed in the room. And then, of course, there's at first it's a bit tense or a bit like weird or awkward. And then it ends up that they realize that they have a thing for one another. And needless to say, sometimes, fate plays a role in giving you something you didn't even know you wanted. And in this case, in the case of Chase and Cammy, that is what happened. Fate intervened, and they ended up falling for each other in the while they were in the while they were sharing the room. And of course also Cami, she has a little hobby where she writes fanfic, but is actually like romantic fanfic about Lord of the Rings characters, that kind of thing. And so needless to say, he sees her typing out a story or working on it, and he asks if he can read it. And then he's like, oh wow, that's awesome, I love it, that's really good. And then he says to her, is this based on something you really want, or is it that kind of thing? And and of course eventually, as time goes on, they really do end up falling for each other. And if you've read any of the Toronto Terror books, you guys will know Tally. If you remember from those books, Tally was the team manager's daughter of the Toronto Terror, and so she's also part of the Baddest Babe Brigade in the novels. And Tally was actually she was one of the interns at the Toronto Terror when and that kind of thing. And so she ended up where she graduated high school, and then she ended up going to Tilton University. And unbeknownst to Cami, that Cami already knew Chase, and she also already knew Rix and that kind of thing. And she also already knew Cami's sister. And so that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, where she didn't realize it, but they already kind of knew each other without actually knowing each other. And of course, when it comes down to it later on into the book, it ends up where they have the family day at the university. And Tristan ends up coming to see Rix and also to see his brother Brody. And also, and as well, Cami's sister Essie ends up coming as well. And then, also too, there's a bit of hilarity that ensues while the family's visiting. And I honestly, I highly, highly recommend this book. If you are a Helena fan, check it out. If you are just looking for a good read, a feel-good read, definitely check it out in that case as well. And also, if you are a fan of Helena hunting, please let me know your favorite book, if you've and which series is your favorite out of Helena's books. And if you haven't yet read her books and you want to, let me know maybe what series interests you. And also, on another note, I also had received a little Christmas card from Helena, but of course, due to the Canada Post strike, it did end up arriving a little bit late, but I really appreciate it, and I was really happy to see it in my mailbox when I checked the mail earlier today. So definitely highly recommend the book. If I would give it a number out of 10, I'd probably say I'm going to give it a 8 or 9 out of 10. And I love how well woven the characters are from the Toronto Terror series and also this standalone novel, Chase Lovett Wants Me. And definitely I feel like, in a way, Chase and Cami are a little bit like a younger version of Violet and Alex. And it is kind of interesting that some of the characters kind of mirror other characters that Helena writes about. And, I definitely like when throughout the different books, some of the times I will catch something that makes me go, oh yeah, I remember when that happened in that book, or that kind of thing. Because some of the newer books are actually, they take place more in the future, so like from the Puck series, it's like maybe 15, 20 years in the future or more. And sometimes, you end up reading about something that you say, oh yeah, I remember when I saw that in the Puck series. And it's kind of neat how things end up being intertwined and everything. And I just think Helena's a great author overall. And as I said, I highly, highly recommend this series. I highly recommend, the Puck series as well. And also the Harley sisters. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are all having a great day and a great week so far. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, take care.